Hello friends, welcome. In today's video, I will be discussing about string data type in Redis. Friends, there are 5 data types in Redis: string, hash, list, set, and sorted set. In this video, I will be discussing about a string. Redis string is a sequence of bytes. Strings are the most basic Redis data types. Strings are binary shape, which means they have a fixed length not determined by any special terminating characters. By default, a string can be of maximum 512 MB. Friends, here is the list of some mostly used Redis commands for a string. Here I have listed total 21 commands. You can take a screenshot of these commands. Now, I will show you how we can use these commands. For that, we have to go to terminal. Friends, now I am in terminal. Here, first of all, we have to start Redis server. To check whether Redis server is started or not, you can simply run a command redis-cli. When you run this command, if your Redis server is already started, then this terminal will open. Here I have already started Redis terminal, so this has entered in the Redis CLI terminal. Now, here we will run some commands. So first of all, let us run set. Here you have to mention the key name, then value. Here it is showing syntax error because here we are passing two values. If you put a space between these two strings, it is taking this as two values. So to set it, you have to pass it like here you are seeing the response message as OK. It means this debug box has been set. Now if you want to get its value, so this way we can get its value. If you want to check what are the keys that have been stored in the Redis, for that you can run a command keys star. When you run this command, it will list all the keys which is there in the Redis. So let us set again one more value. Again it is sending the OK response. If you run this command keys star, here you will see the list of all these values. If you set some value like name only boss, so this will overwrite the previous value. So earlier I had set this name for debug boss. Now we are setting its value for boss. So if you want to get this value, you will get this boss. So if you don't want to overwrite its previous value, so for that we have to use the command set nx, then name, then debug boss. This time we are seeing this response as 0. It means 0 data has been affected. So again let us run this command get name, and this time we can see that this boss has not been overwritten. If you want to set multiple value, then there is a command mset. But before that, let us clear this window. Let us list all the keys. That there are two keys. If you want to delete all these keys, we can simply run a command plus all. Now again let us list the keys. Here you can see empty array. It means all the keys has been deleted. This plus all command never fails. Now let us run the command mset name debug boss, then again set one more value. It is sending the response as okay. So if you run the command keys star, you can see these two keys have been stored in just a single operation. Now if you run any command like mset then name value as boss and tutorial, let us take it some other value just like language golang. Now if you run this command, it is again sending the message okay. If you again list the keys, here now 3 keys are stored in the Redis. This name of key has been overwritten with this value boss. So if you run this command get name, you can see that boss has been stored. So what if you don't want to overwrite the value? For that you can run the command mset nx then key then debug boss framework as bigo. This time when you run this command, you can see the response message as 0. If you run the command keys star to list all the keys, you can see that nothing has been stored in this operation. It means this operation has failed, so this operation also got failed. So with this mset nx command, you can avoid the overwriting of the previously stored value. Now again let us plus all the values. So plus all. Now if you want to set some expiry for a particular key, so for that we can run a command set ex then key then value. Here you can see that wrong number of argument for set ex command. So basically here it will accept 3 parameters. One is key, then the value, then here we have to pass time in second. So if you want to set this value for 5 seconds, you can simply pass 5. Here again it is showing error value is not an integer or out of range. So basically second parameter you have to pass as time. So this time it is saying okay. So this value has been stored for 5 seconds. If you run the command get name, then you can see nil. It means for in the 5 second this value has been deleted. So let us set it for more than 5 seconds. Now if you run the command name, you can see the value as debug boss. If you want to check its TTL, which is remaining time to live, for that you can simply run a command TTL name. You can see that 7 seconds is remaining. After 7 seconds it will be deleted. Let us again run TTL command and this time it is -2. It means now you cannot get this value. You can see that its value is nil now. So this way setx command run. Now if you want to set this expiry time in millisecond, for that you can run a command psetx then key. Here you can see the suggestion also. So if you want to set it for 10 seconds, so you can simply pass it in millisecond then debug boss. Now again if you want to check its TTL, you can run this command. Here you can see that 5 seconds is remaining. After 5 seconds this value will be deleted. So if you run this command, you can see the response as nil. It means the value has been deleted. So this way basically this command run. Now if you want to run set range command, so before that let us clear it, set some value. Here you can see that I have set this value debug was for the key name. Now if you want to run the command set range, here you have to mention the key, then here you have to pass the offset. So let us take the offset as 5 and then value. So let us take it as value as go. Now it is sending the response as 11. Now if you get the name, then you can see that debug go length. You can see the response. It means this set range method will overwrite this already stored value. So now if you want to run a command get set, so for that name and the value. So for example, if you want to set the new value as Redis, then it will return the old value and it will set the new value. So if you run the command get name, you can see the response as Redis now. There is one more command, that is append command. So if you want to append a tutorial after this Redis, so you can write it like this. And now let us get the value. It is Redis tutorial now. So if you want to get the substring of a particular value, so for that you can run a command get range. Then key, you have to pass the key here, and then starting point let us pass it as 0 and ending point as 5, or let us take it as 6. Then you can see that Redis TU has been written. So basically it selects the substring from 0th index to 6th index. So now let us clear this terminal and then let us run the command key star. Here only one key is stored. So if you want to delete this key, you can simply run a command delete name. Now if you list the keys, you can see that empty array is there. Now let us again set some values. So set name, let us set its value as 10. Now if you want to increment its value, you can simply run a command increment name. So it will return the incremented value. So this command basically increments the value by 1 and returns its new value. So basically it increments this 10 to 11 and returns its value. If you want to decrement its value, you can simply run this command, and this time its value is 10. If you want to run if you want to increment its value by some specific value, for that you can simply run a command increment by, then name of the key, and then the value. So suppose if you want to increment its value by 5, you can simply run this command, and this time you can see the incremented value, which is 15. Similarly, if you want to decrement its value by a specific value, you can run this command. This time its value is 7. So I think most of the command I have covered. One more command is there. Suppose if you want to find out the length of the value that is stored, so for that you can run a command strlen. So for that, first of all, run this command plus all. Then let us set a value debug boss. Now to get the length of this debug boss, you can simply run this command stdlength, then the name of the key, then press enter, and you can get the length of the debug boss as 9. If you want to check the data type of the value that is stored corresponding to a particular key, so for that you can run a command type then key name. So this time you can get the string as the value. So I think I have covered almost all the commands. That's all for this video. I think this video will be helpful for you. Thanks.